Hey, hello, and welcome to another episode of Kuma's Kitchen. And today, what we've got here is, well, I'm making this with cornmeal. I like the rough grind one, the polenta style. And I'm calling this bacon and cheese cornbread because, well, that's what's in it. Bacon and cheese. Let's just cut a little piece in here. It's still really hot, but we just want to have a little look inside. Oh, look at that. All right. Look at that. So in there, oh, a piece of bacon just fell out. So there's and a corn. There's whole pieces of corn in there. There's bacon. There's cheddar cheese. All kinds of goodness in there. And what I do with the corn, fry it up a little bit first with the bacon. That gives it a little bit of extra texture. Oh yeah, look at that. A little crunchy, just perfect. Do I dare bite into that? That looks really good, but really hot. Just kind of part of that because that could be deadly. Let's give it a try. Oh, it's hot. Hot but good. Well, we're gonna have that for dinner tonight. And what I'm gonna do is cut wedges of it. And of course, because I love butter, got some more butter in there too. Just cut a wedge, put a little butter inside there. You already got that bacon, you got some cheddar cheese in there, you got the pieces of corn and stuff. That's gonna be great. So, let's go in the kitchen to make this right now. All right, to make this, well, we've got a number of different ingredients here. In fact, we have two butters, it's the same butter, but there's a half a cup of butter here, and there's 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna use that first, and later on we're gonna use that half cup of butter. We have 2 eggs. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of my favorite blonde or unrefined cane sugar. We have a 1/4 cup of milk and 3/4 of a cup of sour cream, 1 onion chopped, 1 cup of flour, 1 14-ounce can of corn kernels, rinsed and drained. This is a piece of bacon block. Now, bacon block comes, about that size, big block of bacon. Roughly 7 ounces. 200 grams. This one turned out to be exactly that, but it could be either side of that. And then what I do is I cut it up into about 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch pieces. Roughly, you're not going to get exactly like that, but that's close enough. Roughly pieces like that. Nicely to fry them up that way. Then across the back, well, we've got the cornmeal. It's actually polenta. It's a coarse grind cornmeal. I like this one right here. This is the one I get. I can get Bob's Red Mill. I've been getting Bob's Red Mill stuff for years, and he makes one called yellow corn polenta. That is absolutely perfect. Sometimes I cook this up just as polenta as this is and add a lot of butter and Parmesan cheese. And I can get that online and get through iHerb, so it's fantastic. Any coarse ground cornmeal, 1.5 cups. And then over here, I've got 7 ounces or 200 grams of cheddar cheese. Now, if you're wondering yourself, Kevin, you tend to use 7 ounces or 200 grams of cheddar cheese a lot. Yeah, that's because that's basically the size it comes in at my little what's it called now, supermarket, a import store. My little import store usually gets it's just the right size, really. So why not? So that's what I use. All right, we got all this ready to go. We've got our cast iron frying pan over here, and we're going to add in that first 2 tablespoons of butter. And then we're going to bring it up on medium heat. Oh, about like that right there. Skate that butter around to melt it. All right, butter's melted. In goes the onion. I cook that onion for about 5-6 minutes. just to soften it up a bit. And then in goes the bacon and the corn. All right, see you back here shortly. All right, those onions have softened up a bit. We don't really need to brown them right now because they're going to be cooking longer yet with the bacon and the corn. I think I'm just adding the corn just to brown it up a little bit. I mean, you could add it in just as it is, but I like to get just that little crunchiness to it. Really gives it something special. To stand out more inside the rest of the ingredients. All right, gonna cook this 8 to 10 minutes, probably gonna go closer to 10 minutes because we've got quite a bit in there. Mix that around, give it a good cooking, and I'll see you back shortly. All right, you can see some of the corn is a little bit browning there. Okay, just give it a little bit extra crunch. That's gonna be great. All right, so what I want to do now is going to remove that, remove all this because I want to use that pan for melting the butter. So, oh, we need a hot pad. Yeah, cast iron gets a little hot. All right, just take this. Just basically put us all into a bowl for right now. We want this back again soon. All right, that's looking really nice. And if you got like a couple little pieces of onion left in there and stuff, that doesn't really matter. All right, put that off to one side right now. Let's see, just right. Let's put it over there for now. Get out of the way. All right, what I want to do now, oh, it's gone out on me, is lower that heat down a bit and melt that butter. And while that butter is melting, let's get everything else ready. So, got another little bowl here. We're going to put the flour and the cornmeal and the sugar, the baking powder, and the salt. All going to go in here. And then just give it a good mix. You see everything combined well together. The flour and the baking soda or baking powder and the salt are all basically mixed throughout that cornmeal. All right, that's ready to go. Let's get that butter starting to melt nicely. Good. All right, while we're waiting for that to finish melting, there's one more thing we can do. Get our big bowl. Let's crack our eggs in there. 1, 2, and give them a whisk. And now we're going to work in that sour cream. So let's see, get that in there. Yeah, let's see if we can whisk that into there. It's going to take a bit just to break it up. Oh, it looks like our butter is just about melted, so let's turn that heat off. All right, there we go. It's starting to come together. All right. That's getting good. Now let's whisk in that milk. Get that off to one side. Okay, there's one more thing to whisk in, that is that butter. So, and don't worry about getting all the butter out. Whatever's left in here is gonna get that pan ready for taking on that cornmeal side. In we go. Put that back over here. All right, now what I do is mix the cornmeal, flour, etc. mixture into there. Start bringing that together. Now you may be thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Last time I made this, I made it in the the deeper cast iron pot. So is this all gonna fit in there? I don't know. We're really pushing it to the limit. Okay, that's all mixed together. In goes all this goodness. All right, there we go. Mix that in. And then take about half of that cheese and mix it in there. About half. The other half's going to go on top. So that's about right there. That's good. All right. Mix that in. And now, here comes the moment of truth. Is it all going to fit in here? Well, look at that. Going to be tight. And you know, it's going to rise over a little bit, so it's going to be right puffing up out of there. It's going to look nice, isn't it? All right, there we go. All right, spread that out there. And then on goes the rest of the cheese. Spread that across the top here. Beautiful. It's ready to go in the oven. All right, let's go in the oven over there at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius for 45 to 50 minutes. See you when it comes out. All right. Ooh, that's hot. Look at that. So that's 45 minutes in my oven. That is just right. Look at that color there. Bubbling away inside there. Nicely melted, getting nicely brown on top. That's looking good. Really good. That's ready to go. That's gonna be dinner tonight. All right, if you like this recipe, well, stick around. There's a lot more original Kevin Riley recipes here on the Kuma's Kitchen channel, and something new coming out every week. So make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell, and then start making these recipes. Make sure you get this together. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. And make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.